What crazy times we are heading into. COVID-19 hit the world by storm, and we are all doing our bit to try and flatten the curve, beat this thing, survive. And for South Africans, from tomorrow midnight, it really means that we are going into lockdown for 21 days. And a lot of the rest of the world is going into lockdown as well. A lot of you are heading out of it, and that's also fine. But for extroverts under us, it's more tough than the rest. And for a lot of us, it's also a great panic and fear. People are panic buying. People are going crazy. People are laughing at other people going crazy because the fear is real. Your panic, your stress is real. The point of this is that you are faced with questions. We are all faced with questions. Did we live our purpose? Is my life meaningful? Are we going to survive this and the backlash of this? Especially as South Africans, the reality of our economy tanking is a greater fear for many of us. So many of us are packing up in the next 2 days, shutting down our businesses, not knowing that we are going to be able to restart them. A lot of us are sitting at home being frustrated because we do not understand the severity of it. A lot of our children are out mucking around for the last time and also frustrated. So we are in for interesting adventures in the next coming 21 days. In this time, in this crazy, uncertain, fearful, concerning times with challenges which brings us towards our existential questions of purpose in life and meaning. It's easy to get frustrated with being locked down. It's easy to be irritated and bothered. And while all of the community leaders and all of the people and all of the religious leaders and political leaders are doing their best to do their best for the sake of humanity, there's a big spiritual side to this as well. And in this time, I came across an old note, one that I wrote down, a lesson that I learned from a lifetime mentor. Her name was Lientjie de Lange. She was a senior lecturer at the Faculty of Theology at Northwest University who passed away of cancer, or due to cancer. She taught me this in one of our last student mentor meetings before she ended her courageous battle. And it was on Job. It was on a discussion of Job and the suffering and the understanding and not getting out of the frustrations. This was what she said, and I realized the worth of it today. I realized it then, but today it makes new sense. It has new worth. So I wanted to share it with the world. She said the great grace, the great divine grace, the grace of God is not in the fact that He acts, but the fact that He hears us cry. So if you know the book of Job, you'll know it's a story about a guy who gets a lot of negative things. His family dies, his farm burns down, his businesses gets rampaged, and it's negative on negative, it's challenge on challenge, it's trauma on trauma, and then he gets sick physically, and everyone's looking for excuses, looking to blame, looking to see what he did wrong, what he sinned, and he keeps his innocence, and he gets angry, and he gets scared, and he gets afraid, and he gets irritated, and he gets annoyed, and he questions God, he questions life, he questions everything. And God, when he replies finally, when Job finally gets to God and replies, God doesn't even give him an answer towards why this is happening or who did wrong or what went wrong. God simply tells him about the amazing world, the beautiful but dangerous world. So in this, the grace, not just in Job but in wisdom literature, repeatedly throughout the Bible and throughout our times, our witness and what we can see and what our forefathers and our grandmothers and granddads teach us is that the grace of God is that He hears us, that God listens. He might not act. There would be a miraculous light bulb running, not light bulb, thunderbolt, shutting down from skies, fixing our problems. But He hears you. When you are frustrated, and the Afrikaans word is plain hurtful for isolation, when you're an extrovert and you're just not even coping with the last week of just having less contact, never mind no contact, physical touch. If your love language is touch, it's also exceptionally tough on you. But here's the thing: God hears you. He hears us, and that's the divine grace. That you can shout, and you can write, and you can love, and you can laugh, and you can cry, and you can share your fears with Him, and you can share your realistic reality with Him, because that's who God is. He hears you in this time. And in this crazy COVID time, I do hope and pray relentlessly that regardless of what you believe, regardless of who you are, that you will keep safe, that you would keep calm, that you would find your solace, and that you would realize that this is healthy for us in many ways, to recollect and reflect on life. And may you speak to this God, to the God, to God who loves us, who listens, who gives us the divine grace to hear. I hope that your COVID-19 lockdown, will be blessed, that you will have an amazing time, that the gifts that we learn from this, caring for ourselves, reuniting with our loved ones, practicing safety and hygiene, and more than this, that reconnecting with those around us in significant new ways, that would bless you beyond compare. Good luck, keep safe, lots of love.